I guess I'll go first. Or worse. Yeah, I'll go first. I thought this was our most complete game of the season for me. I thought we did a good job on both ends of the floor. Defensively, in the first half, I thought that we didn't do as well of a job as I would have had liked in our man. And so we went to zone, and I thought that broke their rhythm a lot. That last 4 minutes of the first half, the zone was big for us, broke their rhythm. We were able to get out and get some buckets, and I thought that gave us momentum going into halftime. And, even the start of the second half, and it might not have felt like it watching it, but it felt like it from where I stood. And I thought that when we started double teaming the ball, I thought, that helped us, and it ignited us, and it, kind of caught them a little bit off guard. I think that Marist is a good team, but I think that if you let them, swing the ball and play free, I think they become even better. But they got shooters, and, they really challenged us this evening. And offensively, the reality of it is that we made shots. And so I've been saying for a long time, it's a make or miss game. And when you make shots, it takes pressure off of you. And so we did that this evening. We were 8 or 11 from the three. We made our free throws. We shot 57 for the game. I thought we did a good job inside. I thought our bigs were really good, especially Mo and Cole. Especially the lob threats that they were. And, we just collectively did a good job. And I thought our bench was really good. I thought between Davi, Cole, Chaz, Chat, P, I thought the bench came in and gave us really good minutes. So, last thing to the point guard position, 16 assists, that's really good. So just happy again. Really, really a team effort, and it was a great culmination. Even though we got one more game, now we're back to a regular rhythm. But we had 10 days off, and we called the huddle. They called it Camp Stoudamire. So I'll take it. If we can play like this after 10 days off, I'll take it. If it can just keep our trajectory going in the right direction.
Questions?
21 assists on 33 made shots. I imagine that makes you pretty happy. And you look at Lamar, how he's coming along, 10 assists. That's pretty big.
Yeah, he played well. He controlled the game. Thought he got a little tired at the end. Towards the end, I should say, tried to do too much. But, I thought that was the five on the floor. But, he just does a good job of igniting us. And I think the guys feed off of him. That's two really good games. And, even the last game, he was 22 points tonight. He was only 11 points, but it was the same impact, for me. And, he has a double-double. I thought he did a really good job. So, between him and then Chaz, when they play together, they can share the ball handling duties. It makes us a better team.
You talked about that run at the end of the first half and then carrying in the second half. How tough is that to carry the momentum over when you make a run like that at the end of the first half to carry it over in the second half? And kind of what made that happen?
Well, we talked about trying to put two halves together. We've played in spurts, and most of the people in this room have been to enough games to know that we've been up 8-10, but we've given it right back just like that. And so, I thought that we did a really good job of coming out of the locker room and sustaining the momentum that we had. We didn't go backwards. We got stops and then we got scores. We got stops and we got scores, and that's really big, especially on a night where you're making shots. So it just made it that much, more effective. But the energy was there, the effort was there, the connectivity was there, and that was big for us.
Hey, Coach Ryan Ike, I'm from center field Marist. Knowing you were coming in with a size advantage, guys like Cole and Muhammad, how were you planning to get the ball inside of them and obviously opening up points in the paint?
Well, we just, we didn't want to force feed it. We wanted things to be natural. And I think that's been the biggest thing that I've been trying to preach to our team is, we got to get the ball inside, and that's the emphasis. But the perimeters, you guys got to play around that and not get stagnant. And I thought we did a good job on that this evening. I also thought that in watching Marist on film, they're really good. They're really good. They're a good steals team, but I just didn't think they had played against a team that had the size that we had, and so that made us effective with the rim running and the lobs and things of that nature. But to me, they're a really good team. I thought it was, a great game for us to have. Dangerous game for us to have this time of year. But I thought our guys responded to the challenge. But on the inside, I just thought we did a really good job of getting the ball inside there, and scoring when we got it.
Davy came out and played with a lot of confidence, and now we're starting to see what you were telling us about the freshman class. They're really starting to become a big part of the contributions for this team. Is that something you've been seeing in practice leading into the game?
Yeah, Davy, he came over here from Germany. He got here late, and so he's trying to figure a whole bunch of stuff out on the run. He goes from playing on a club team to, getting on a plane and getting dropped off, and now he's trying to figure it all out. So just proud of him for sticking with it. He has a great body defensively. He's always been able to keep guys in front of him, and he did a great job this evening. But I was happy to see him offensively make a couple shots, and hopefully that gives him more confidence. But I'm telling you, I think that our freshman class is going to be really good, and I think that they'll help us this year. I really do.
You might want to have him get here late all the time. Nate was late too.
Yeah, right.
When he got here.
Yeah, about the same time.
Yeah. Mo, toward the end of the game, it was a little bit hands on knees. Was this a good thing for him to figure out, what he could do physically?
Yeah, Mo is still learning. It's crazy because he's had so much early success, but he's only been in America for 2 years. He played 1 year at Bella Vista, and then he had this year. And so, there's a lot of things that he doesn't know. So he's still learning on the run. And Randy, it's crazy you say that because I got mad at him today. He blocked a shot and it was air ball. I'm like, man, that shot wasn't going in. It was about to be an air ball. The kid Schofield shot it. It was short, but he blocked it. I was like, man, you can't do that. So he's still learning. But I do believe that he's going to be way more effective as the year goes on, because even blocking shots, I still feel like he's still a little late coming weak side, different things of that nature. But I do believe that, tonight was good for him, and the thing about Mo is, and again, when your players, I try to tell these guys all the time, all you got to do is throw him a lob, and that'll get him going. You throw him a lob, and you see how he does. He does a little back pedal and he cheese, every time, and then that gets him going. And you got to know what guys, you got to know, you got to know what gets guys going. And Mo, I thought was really good tonight. And obviously when he gets it around the rim, he's always going to be effective.
Oh, Alex.
5 guys in double figures tonight, and like you said, good bench contributions. What does it tell you about this team to have that kind of balance, and how good is that going forward? Conference schedule coming up.
It's good. I'm gonna take it one game at a time. Got Lafayette on Saturday. I'm gonna worry about Lafayette, but again, I always look at the fact that my team's start to trend in the right direction for whatever reason, late December, early January. And so this is what, I've been kind of pointing to, and I'm, to have these guys, 5 guys in double figures, they put in a lot of work. It was a tough 8 days for us, because we had to get some things done. But I pointed towards this break to, try to clean up some of the things that we need to clean up. And obviously we did a lot of shooting and it paid off. We got some payback tonight, but we got to continue to do those things. Last couple games we shot the ball well, but we got to continue to keep turning the tide.
What does it look like for getting By and Jared back out there?
We just got to see, with By, it's just ramping him up. And, he's frustrated, By is By, but, we got to get him on the court. And that's the biggest thing. But I think we'll start ramping him up. And then with Jaden, I think that it'll be the same way. So it's just, we need those guys. We need their bodies. We need their experience. Especially as we head into, 2 more non-conference and then, starting league play on the 31st.
Anything else? Coach, thank you.
All right.